can't listen to her. I'm sorry, I can't. I try, and I try, and I try, and I try. Hey, and it is Wednesday, May 6th at 7:13 a.m. and this is Get Soft in the Morning. And deal or no deal, it looks like the market is thinking there's a deal. Crude oil getting absolutely punished here in the early go. I didn't really look at the... apparently there is a peace deal, I guess. I believe if it's confirmed, we're probably back in the 70s before the week end. There you have it. And so, and look, the markets like it. Oil's down 12. It's down below 90. RBOB really hasn't come in as much. I mean, it has. But you have the Dow up over 50K now. Don't think it's taken out. Has it taken out the all-time highs yet? I don't think so. No, I didn't think so. It's got a little ways to go. The ES blasting away at all-time record highs still. 73.62. NASDAQ, just an absolute beast, just plowing through everything. And the Russell, 2,900. 2,900 on the Russell. We could be talking about 51, 52K on the Dow. 8,000, right? 8,000 on the ES. 30K on the NASDAQ. I know that may sound crazy, but at this point, it does not sound very crazy at all. And the Russell at 3,000. And you have gold finally kind of, busting the trend now. I mean, if, if all holds well with gold, I think, this would be a reversal for gold. This is a pretty big move, getting back up in the 4,700 range. Believe it's got to get up near 48 to be a true reversal and hold these levels. But hey, whatever floats your boat. So everything revolving around the peace deal in the Middle East. So it seems, and so goes oil, so goes everything else. We did have lows. I think we did print like 89 and change. Let's see. Oh, the low was 88.66. 88.66. So, and there you have it. And then there's really nothing. What else are you going to fucking talk about? What else are you going to come on here and talk about unless you're a fucking talking head and you're trying to sell something to folks? Because there is really nothing you're going to fucking say. There is nothing you're going to say. There is no fucking levels here that you're going to say, yeah, beep, bop, boop. Shut up. I'm going to shut up. It's all about equities right now. And as I've been saying, I think as we continue, and we do, to blast away on all-time highs, many of these stocks that have kind of laggard with this rally, I think are going to be the places to be. And you have AMD here blowing out, up, God, what is that? I don't even know. It's like 20% here after hours. So an absolute blowout here. I didn't really look inside the numbers. But, on the surface here, it looks like CPU revenue's up 70%. Goldman Sachs upgraded. Bada beep, bada beep, bada beep, bada boop, bada bop. I mean, that's really all it is. And, it's all about chips and data centers and you name it. That is kind of the size of it. I'm kind of surprised, though, that this was such a huge blowout. I expected it to be up. I didn't expect it to be this much. By no means. And this is outside of the expected move in AMD when they were only expecting, I think it was like 20 in May, they were expecting it's $85, so it's actually damn close. Yeah, it's damn close. It's damn close. I mean, outside, so it's inside the expected move. And the other thing was, I did not get filled. I tried twice to get filled. And luckily for me, I didn't, because my calls right now would be getting pressed pretty hard. Pretty hard. So there's that. So that's actually I dodged a bullet. So as far as what would I do after earnings, I don't know. I mean, this is a tough one. I mean, how are you going to, what are you going to do with buying this? You got no business buying this at $400 after this big move. But if you feel so compelled, I mean, really the only play you have is go out to like December or even January, go into the leap, right? Go into January and then get something that's relatively in the money. I mean, I wouldn't go crazily deep in the money, but, something around the 50 delta or so. And maybe just do a call spread. Again, if you feel that compelled to go and do something, that's kind of where I would land. If I was feeling like I had to do something, I think you're going to see this volatility get sucked out of here today. And likely you're going to see it get sucked out of the market as a whole. But that's really all I would do. I would not play this short term, and I wouldn't even play this short term for even a pullback. Like if you wanted to be bearish, and think, it's had a big run up, maybe because likely what usually happens with these is that even though it is kind of blowing out here, usually there is yet like another leg, right? There's usually like another leg up to kind of clear those people out, right? The market tries to inflict as much pain as possible, knowing that anybody who's short is going to need to cover here, and they're going to squeeze them even harder. So as much as like the trader in me saying, this probably isn't a bad short here. I just don't think right now is really the time to short this. And then so this ship or this tide is basically lifting all boats, everything across this entire sector. I mean, Intel, right? Under $14 now. Broadcom, right? Making all-time highs, it's up $10. Nvidia, kind of laggard, but Seagate, SanDisk, Micron, just continuing to just barrel higher, and those are actually kind of lifting a lot of the cloud players. Oracle up on this news, Amazon up out of the gate, Microsoft as well, as shitty as that's been, that's actually even up. Even got IBM and Google. So, definitely lifting all boats here to the upside. So, very interesting. And that's what's got the NASDAQ up, what now, 600? 400. That's what's got the NASDAQ up 400. It's AMD and its cohorts. And so that's what's got basically everything. And then, you know, with that being said, what's got the Russell is Russell's very financially weighted. A lot of financial stocks in there. And, you know, that's also has that really banging it. So, you know, those two, and then as a whole, the Russell is actually up more than the NASDAQ or any other index. It's up almost 2%. So, yeah. And so that's it. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to watch it because I do kind of like, I mean, I have to admit, I do kind of like the idea of getting a little short, and I think I can handle a short on an AMD more than I could handle a short on a, let's say, a Micron or a SanDisk, because there's literally, like, what do they call it, animal spirits running in Micron and SanDisk and the likes of those, and so I usually tend to stay away from those, where I think AMD's kind of being lifted on its own merits and also being in its own in this sector as a whole. But I can actually see AMD kind of going through a little bit of a coming back to Jesus moment, similar to what NVIDIA did when it kind of went crazy out of the gate and then ran there for a while and then basically just stagnated and even had a pretty decent drawdown from where it was. So that's kind of, I could see that happening to an AMD here, where, you know, this euphoria is going to wear off in the next week or so, and you know, it may very well be a decent short. And again, I'm not looking for it to go to freaking $300, but, you know, I could see this thing pulling back under 400. And so, I mean, that would be the play. You know, again, I would equate it to, and if you do look at what happened with NVIDIA and kind of what's happening now, if you go back, right, it had that big run. It broke over 200, and then it couldn't get it out of its own way at that point. And it really hasn't honestly done very much since, right? I mean, it's up, and it's actually made a new all-time high since, but it's taken how many months? It's taken almost 6 months for it. It literally went nowhere after this. Went absolutely nowhere. And it kind of continues to go nowhere. It's still in this range that it's been in. I mean, I feel like NVIDIA has been around $200, like 180 to a little more than 200 forever. And there it is, right there. It's been in this spot. This dates back to almost, this is last year in September, even before. Right? This is it right there. So this goes back almost a year. This will be a year come July. I mean, that's messed up. And it's actually, if you look, it's actually stuck between 160 and 211. Kind of nuts. Like, and you wouldn't realize that unless you looked. And I can honestly see AMD kind of going through this. Because this is what happened last time, right? Gap up, went nuts, then it basically went nowhere for months. You know? It's been trailing, it's been, you know, gathering a lot of momentum, and then we get this blowout here, and we'll see. May not be the moment now, but there may be another little bit of leg up. to where it gets exhausted. So again, I'm gonna be watching it, but I definitely can see something like this happening to AMD the way it happened to NVIDIA. The thing is that there's just really nothing to do at this point because you're kind of in no man's land as far as the charts. So anyway, that's that. Let's look at. There is, I think, one earnings play I wanted to do for tonight, which is Uber. Have a bunch of others this morning. I think like Apache, Disney is usually a morning release, but I have no interest in any of these. But I'm going to take a look at Uber. Much better volatility in Uber yesterday at 39.3. I really don't know how interested I'm going to be in it today. That volatility, I do believe, a couple of days ago. Yeah, you could see it actually was in the 60s. Now it's down in the 30s, and it's really kind of come off already. And that kind of stinks. Oh, so they already announced. I didn't even realize that, so that's why volatility. I thought they were after the market. I guess not. I guess they are a morning releaser. I didn't know that. Uber's a morning releaser. Didn't know that. So there you go. Well, it just goes to show you I don't trade Uber that much. That was the one I was going to trade. And then as far as Coinbase, I think they're a night releaser. I was going to look at that one too. Coinbase. So let's take a look at Coin. Their earnings are tomorrow. And if I was going to do something in Coinbase, I would probably go and do May. Their $24 move. This isn't bad. 52. It's been better. It was much better last week. But everything was better last week. But anyway, 52 is still not bad. I would definitely do the Mays. They are adding some strikes, it looks like, for earnings. So there's $2.50 warrants. I don't know why the fuck they do this, though. Like, I mean, to me, this is fucking annoying shit that they do. And honestly, like, why? What the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you adding these? Like, do you really need to add the $2.50 wides? I mean, what are you doing? I don't get it. Like, to me, it's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. It really is. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. It's so fucking stupid. Because all it does is hurt liquidity. I mean, that's all it does. It absolutely hurts liquidity. And I just don't get it. And just goes to show you just the option board, you know, how fucking archaic and dumb they are. You know, instead of just like boosting liquidity in what they currently have, or even maybe adding strikes out further than May, that probably means something to people. You know, they put these in to be fucking cute. So, yeah, it's fucking jerk-offs. Anyway, let's see. You probably go around the one. I don't know. In Coinbase, I might actually go 175. It's a $24 move in May. I might go 175. And you definitely have to do something covered in here. You ain't doing no strangles because you ain't doing no strangles because you don't have that kind of capital. Capital is definitely this is not a very good one. And I would go a little outside. I would do the 230. I would do the 230, 235. And yeah, I like that one. You know, it is up a little bit today. It looks like it's up about $6-7 here today, probably like everything. So, but I think this is a decent spot. I don't have any positions on in Coinbase, so this is actually good for me. And I like being inside the expected move here. Slightly. I mean, we're not that much. We're inside the one standard deviation. I think we're inside the one standard deviation, but still outside of the expected move. No, just inside. Just inside. So, again, not a big deal, but we're well outside the move on the upside. And I kind of like that. And if you can do this one for $1.50, this is actually a really nice trade, I think, for earnings. Risk defined. And yeah, that's something I can actually. And the nice thing about this is, and the reason I would even go into May is I'm looking to grab some of this theta in May, because if I were to do this out in June, I probably wouldn't. I'm not going to get really that theta that I want on an earnings play. And also I like the fact that if this thing doesn't really work out for me, I have a little bit of flexibility to roll one of these sides out. Kind of give me a little bit of hope that maybe I can recoup if it does go sideways. So I do like this coin trade. Pretty simple one. 175, 170, 230, 235. Bring in $1.50. And yeah. And so there is a Coinbase. And then let's see what else. Don't really see anything else. Here's after the bell tomorrow. Everything else. Yeah, I don't really see anything else. Everything else sucks. So no there on those. What does that say? Support a watch list? Well, why am I going to support it? What do I fucking care? Right? What do I care about that? Why do I would support that? What does that mean? So yeah, so that's about the size of it, and then to me that's about all it's going. Because I mean, look, you're not competing with this. I mean, and other than that, that's it, folks. I mean, quick one today. Would we go 23 minutes? 23 minutes. So real quick one. Not much there other than oil, and that's about it. And a few stocks. And have a nice day. I did add to my Microsoft, which I'm continuing to still get beat up on. But I did add to that, and so I'm now in a 405, 415, this one right here. I did the 405 or 415, 405 put spread. So I did add to that. And looking for that one, really not even getting any lift here today with everything else kind of going up, which is a little disheartening. Kind of would have expected that to at least gain something with all this momentum to the upside. But hey, what are you going to do? And that's kind of it. So I'm going to wrap it up. Have a good day, and I won't be back tomorrow. I will have to go to. Pennsylvania, out in Bucks County, and do some camper stuff. So I am not going to be around tomorrow, so I'm going to be off doing that. So I'll be back Friday to wrap the week up. All right, and then so have a good one, and I will be back Friday.